Hi, it's Mitch from Pickdawgz.com here with your free pick in the Marquette versus Central Michigan college basketball matchup on Monday, November 11th, 2024. If you like all the free picks we do at Pickdawgz, you'll love our premium picks, our best bets. Just go to Pickdawgz.com, click on the premium picks tab. We've also got a link directly below this video in the description. Prices start at just $15, and you can use an additional 15% off if you use the discount code PICK. We also have products meant for people that make really big bets, people with bigger bankrolls, looking for that VIP concierge style service. We have that, but this is our most expensive packages because these are custom made packages specifically for you. So certainly not like our regular premium picks, which are more of a one size fits all product. So if you're interested though, just text the number you see on the screen. But let's get to it. We got Marquette taking on Central Michigan. Interesting one here as always, as Shaka Smart and his Marquette team returned 3 of their 5 starters from last year's 27-win team. They are, pretty loaded. Of course, they lost their 2 best players, including Kolek, who I think was one of the best players in the country. Also just a high motor guy, which I think Shaka always loves to have on his team. Meanwhile, Central Mich 1-1 on the season. They lost most of their top players, but they have hit the transfer portal extremely hard. One thing we know about Marquette and one thing we know about Shaka Smart, he's basically like the Dabo Swinney of college basketball. He does not play the transfer portal game. His guys don't leave, and I tell you, he doesn't go out and hit them. Hit up the portal. So it is kind of the double whammy there for what Shaka does at Marquette. He builds his program. He gets his guys in there. He builds it to his style. And we know it is a very, very successful style over the years. Central Mich last year, 6-1 in close games. And they've played in 2 close games so far this season. Losing to Stony Brook by a point, 73-72, and beating South Alabama 74-70 in their opener. Meanwhile, Marquette beat George Mason 82-63 as 14-point favorites, but here's the issue. They played that same Stony Brook team that beat Central Mich by a point. They beat them by 40. It wasn't, a 1-point differential type game. Of course, we never go by the they beat them and they beat them sort of analogy, but here's a common opponent early in the season, so we can at least see how they matched up in that respect. Central Mich has shot the ball pretty well to start the season, 49.1% from the floor through those first 2 games, but just 29.1% from beyond the arc. Meanwhile, Marquette's defense already suffocating teams, shooting just 37.3% from the floor, and from beyond the arc, shooting just 30.6%, both well above the national average. When it comes to hitting their free throws, which is important against a strong defensive team, Central Mich has hit just 62.9% from the charity stripe. They're going to have to do better than that if they hope to stay in this one. Meanwhile, on the offensive end, Marquette, of course, taking advantage of those easy buckets off the pressure defense. 48.9% from the floor. They are also shooting 30.3% from beyond the arc, so not quite as good. And of course, losing Kolek doesn't help that, but when you get their chances from the charity stripe, nearly 75%. Defensively, Central Mich doesn't really stack up here, allowing teams to shoot almost 46% against them. And then from beyond the arc, teams shoot 34.8% against them, which is about 1.5%, a little more than 1.5% higher than the national average. I think for a team like Central Michigan, it would take a real big prayer for them to even stay in this thing. I think maybe they keep it close for a little while, but I just think Marquette, just too much talent. I'm going to take Marquette, and that's going to be my free pick. Of course, while you're doing your picks, putting your bets in, be sure to use our free betting tools at sportschatplace.com. 100% free, and they'll help put you on the most favorable bets on the board today.